Understanding the concept of the zone of acceptance is absolutely fundamental for anybody in the business of persuading people. Because as you just said, so often when you hear a no, you just conclude, well, probably it wasn't a good fit, the customer is stupid and they didn't understand my offer, or I'm a terrible salesperson, I'm a terrible marketer, I should quit. But what the no really means is that the customer, the client, is not ready to do what you are asking them to do. Nothing else. We should accept it. Fine. If Howie is not ready to do what I ask you to do, I shouldn't quit, but I should ask myself, okay, so what smaller action are you ready to do that would fall within your zone of acceptance? Why is this smaller action so important is that every action you take gradually expands your zone of acceptance. Let me give you a real-world example. So we had this huge international banking group as a client, and they were running campaigns aimed at selling personal loans. And it was the usual. So we have 15 million customers here, so we just send one email to everybody. Do you want a loan? It's a special, deal. No, I don't want a loan because, well, it's not within my zone of acceptance to take a loan. Why would I? Right. And so then we thought, well, okay, so how can we gradually expand the zone of acceptance? We call it, how can we warm up customers before we actually give them any offer? So we conducted some research, and what we found out was that for whom a loan would actually be very suitable, they won't go for it because of several reasons, because of several psychological barriers. First one being they think that a loan is a financially irresponsible decision. So they will rather ask their family and friends and so on. The second thing might be that this was true especially for business people, that they think that they don't need a loan. But they have a supplier and they come in and they tell them, well, look, if you take this and that much of supplies, I can give you a 15% discount. Right? They don't have that kind of money. But that's right. What a loan would exactly be amazing for, because even if you pay a 5% interest, let's say, you would still be better off taking the loan and getting that supplier to give you 15% discount. But they simply don't think about it. So we first ran a series of communications and we designed a couple of landing pages that were not selling anything. They were just teaching people about different financing options, the pros and the cons of borrowing from family, of different financing options, and we let them explore. Then once they took a couple of actions, so they investigated those different financing options, they read our communication, they clicked on things in the emails, then we send them an offer. Because our hypothesis was that, well, once they took these smaller actions, their zone of acceptance expanded, and at the same time we were able to address some of the uncertainties that they had in their subconscious, like it's an irresponsible financial decision. And we saw a 49% increase in conversions when it was A/B tested. Wow. Just by including this kind of additional warming up sequence where the goal was to remove the barriers and to increase the zone of acceptance.